Oh, sorry. I'm reading The Hunger Games like I promised I would. My criticism so far, people said that it's not particularly well written. I haven't had a problem so far. It's about what I've expected. I mean, it's marketed to young adults for a reason. I feel like a lot of young adult books aren't actually young adult books. I haven't read a John Green book yet, but from what I understand, they're not really young adult books. They're just marketed that way. But anyway, my only problem with the writing so far is actually a style choice, not anything wrong with it. It's first person. I have I have I have qualms with fiction and narrative being told in first person. It's so limiting. Like there's so many things that you can't do with first person, which is actually the reason that I did try to shoot Deus Ex Minecraft Machinima in third person, but that broke down. So anyway, it's really hard. Like okay, for instance, on an Xbox, if you're shooting Halo, you can shoot 4 characters on one Xbox. And then also, because they have the awesome machinima tools built right in, you don't even have to have an extra Xbox to like look at the footage. You can edit the footage that you saved. Minecraft, what are your options? You need like 2 computers to film 1 character from the outside. Unless you're using single player commands, you can fake a camera, but then you're limited by all kinds of other things. It's just really difficult to shoot machinima in a third person perspective in Minecraft. Anyway, that is neither here nor there. I'm reading The Hunger Games. Here is, okay, I said that I had minor qualms with the film. Here's my biggest one. I've let it boil. I've let it simmer. Here's what I have to say. Stanley Tucci is great as that guy, Caesar, blue hair. He's great as that character. The problem is how they used him. He is exposition man. It's like every time it cuts to Caesar, you know that you're about to get some exposition. You're about to get some info about a character. You're about to find out something that happened off screen. Like, whenever they couldn't figure out how to tell the viewer something, they're like, well, we'll just cut to Caesar. And that's what they did. And it's kind of a crutch, and it's kind of bad writing. I don't know exactly how they could have done it. I mean, for instance, everything in here is told through first-person perspective. So you're getting a lot of info directly from Katniss's head that they can't do in the movie, clearly. And then the other thing that I would do is I complained about the violence level not being high enough. And what I meant was, I thought that, in particular, the first skirmish at the cornucopia... By the way, this is full of spoilers, if you haven't already figured that out now. I'll put it in the info, so hopefully you're smart enough to figure that out. The big fight at the cornucopia I thought was fine. Like, they removed all the sound effects, they turned up the music to 11, and they just let you, like, witness this fast-cut motion of, like, knives and, like, blood flying through the air. And that was fine. I felt that the place they really needed to show you the violence was when Katniss was forced to kill someone. Like, the very first person she kills is when she's defending Rue, which is already too late, but Rue the guy throws the knife or whatever, spear, and Katniss, like, reacts and shoots the bow, and they barely even show it, like, hit the guy. They show you that it took care of him, but they don't deal with what I would expect to be a pretty big emotional response. I know she's dealing with Rue and she's in the height of the whole thing, but she just killed someone. And it's like the first time she's actually, like, she indirectly killed someone with the bees, but this is the first time she killed someone. And I really feel like they should have, like, drawn more attention to it than they did. And then the other thing, which is not a complaint, but I think an overall script writing fix that I would have done, if I were the script writer and this script was given to me, I would have said, this is great, but you're missing an overall, for someone who's coming in completely fresh, like me, what I would have liked to get a sense of where it was going, because I had no idea. I didn't know who lived. I didn't know who died. Again, spoilers. This is your chance to tune out if you don't want spoilers. When they announced that 2 people could win, I was like, oh, well, isn't that interesting? And then when they announced that, no, never mind, we changed our mind, I believed it. For like a second, I was like, oh, Katniss is going to have to kill Peeta. Like, I'm buying all of this. I think what they should have really done to draw people to the Katniss and Peeta thing, to really focus on it, is you make a frame story out of this entire film. You step back and you do not open in sector 12 or whatever it's called. You don't open in 12. You open in the cave when Katniss and Peeta have like holed up there. Peeta's leg is all screwed up. Like, it's really scary. Everything is screwed. Like, you're in a bad position. Open there. Open the movie right there. And the two characters don't even have to say something to each other. They just have to, like, you know, they have to look at each other, look sad, show his leg. Maybe, like, you hear a cannon and they get scared, like, oh no, someone's dead. And, like, just instantly jump into that action. Then, cut back to the beginning. Show the beginning. And then every so often, maybe like 5 or 6 times until you catch up to that moment in the movie, go back to the cave and just like show the process of Peeta healing and stuff. Because when I talked to my wife about this, I asked her a couple things about the way the story goes in the book. And she said they spend about 10 days, maybe 2 weeks in that cave getting him healed. When they get the healing antibiotic stuff, it doesn't work overnight. It works like a normal healing process. And I feel like if they would have drawn that out over the whole movie, it would have really heightened those two characters for me, especially Peeta, because I didn't really care about him. The movie doesn't really make you care about him very much. It would have given us a really strong emotional tie to the pair of them being together. And instead, when you get to that in the movie, it's pretty quick. And like there was no reason I would have thought it was 10 days or 2 weeks. I would have thought it was like 3 days, because it looked like about 2 or 3 days. So that would have been my big overall fix. Still really like the movie. I think the fact that it is still #1 at the box office after 3 weeks speaks to its staying power. It's a good film. It's very well made. I think I said it in my impromptu review. The first 20 minutes is brilliant. I would have put a 5-minute scene right before the first 20 minutes just to set up things later. But that first 20 minutes is great. And someone said that they didn't think the acting was great. I thought it was pretty good. Jennifer Lawrence is astounding. I mean, there's a reason she's already been nominated for an Oscar. She was nominated at the age of 19. That's ridiculous. And Woody Harrelson is great. He's always great. He wasn't in it enough. Stanley Tucci's great. Elizabeth Banks disappeared into that character. She's unrecognizable. Basically, I thought everyone was pretty good. I felt like secondary characters weren't featured enough. Lenny Kravitz's Cinna was not featured enough. He should have been in that movie more. He could have been my favorite character. But anyway, those are my final thoughts on The Hunger Games. I'd love to know what you think, books, movies, not like the differences between them, I understand that, but like, what should they have included? How should they have changed things if they should have changed them at all? How much did you like it? Don't complain about the actors. I like the actors. Also, Katniss is kind of hot. Click!